Hi and welcome to Soul Infused Monday, a new show. This is Sonia Bueno de la Torre, and I'm on a new phone. So let me know if you hear and see me, and let me check this here real quick. Leave me a comment below, and it always takes a moment. Let me know if you see and hear me. If you're watching the replay right now, take a moment as well, and also remove any distractions so that for the next 20 minutes you're undisturbed. It's totally up to you, but my recommendation is before you do like 3, 4, 5, or even only 2 things half-heartedly, just do one thing. Just focus on one thing at a time. So either choose to watch this right now fully present, or rather do something else. That's my recommendation. So I'm gonna wait a few moments to people jump in. And so if you're already here, leave me a comment. We're going to talk about surrender today, letting go, surrender, trust, all of that good stuff. And before I jump in, I want to invite you to do something. So take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Thank you, Tina, for letting me know. Hi, see and hear you. Perfect. Take a deep breath and relax your body. And just allow yourself to become present for a moment. Like, take that moment. Take this moment. Maybe you're just jumping in. Maybe you are watching the replay. Maybe you're still busy with some other stuff. Welcome to the Soul Infused Monday Show. Take a deep breath. Relax your body and just tune into yourself for a moment. Just check in with you. How are you feeling right now? How are you doing? Just check in with you. Just check in, how are you feeling right now? And don't change it. It's not about checking in and wishing it being different, changing and thinking, oh, I should feel a different way. No, just surrender to the moment. Just check in with yourself. Take a nice deep breath. How are you feeling right now? How's your state of being right now? And choose one word for it, just one word, and leave a comment below and let me know. Just do that now. Order. Particularly the Soul Infused Mondays, I mean, every Monday is different, but it's not so much about doing. I'm not gonna give you instructions and give you solutions and the tools. It's like, we are way too much in being. In doing, way too worried about, or kind of like in action, energy, doing, busy. So I'm inviting you, while I'm still talking about it, to really invite you to take a breath, to relax your body, to kind of like let go, to kind of drop in and check in how you're feeling right now. Tina is feeling good, great. And leave a comment. Leave a comment below. And I'm saying this because, you know, I'm here every Monday talking, and I am engaging with you. So you are my sounding board here as well. How are you feeling today? One word. And why I wanted to talk about surrender today, it's not that I wanted to talk about surrender, that's what just came to me, right? And I guess it came to me because I am very much involved in it myself. I've been on the journey of inner work and discovery and healing, or whatever you want to call it, for over 25 years now. And the topic of letting go, surrendering, trusting is an ongoing process, right? So I don't have all the answers for it, by the way, obviously. And I am looking into a deeper level of surrendering, trusting, letting go, especially because of the year that we had so far. So many things that we cannot control, so many things that we cannot plan on. Everything is kind of like, hi Barbara, excited to see you too. So much uncertainty, and I think from a natural perspective, like naturally, or from a higher perspective, energetical perspective, nature perspective, we are actually pretty good in letting go and being in the flow, but our mind, our system, our conditioning is like we are terrified of uncertainty and not knowing, and we want to have things figured out, right? So even though many of us, or you might know or might have heard of this before, hey, let go, also of resistance, surrender, what you resist persists, and all of that. And that's all true. And at the same time, it's easier said than done. So I want to ask you, what does it mean? Like when I say surrender, like even if I use the word surrender, what's coming up for you? What's coming up for you when you tune in? Hey, letting go, surrender, trust. What's coming up for you? And leave a comment below. Share with me. And yeah, click the love button on this phone. I can see when it comes up. It's super nice for me. One of the things that I can see over the many years that I've been working on myself and with clients, and especially this year that so much uncertainty, Tina is coming resistance. So when you think about surrendering, resistance come up. Resistance, tell me more about the resistance. Tell me more about the resistance. And for me, surrender, letting go, what is equal, or not equal, but what's coming up on the same plate is control. We always try to control, all of us. Like you are a control freak, so am I, right? So if that triggers you in some way, or if you get offended in some way, that's okay, it just proves my point. But it's like, I used to be a control freak, and we are still trying to control anything when our system doesn't feel safe, when we are uncertain, when we spin about worrying things. So it's not a bad thing. Like, surrender to the fact that you try to control, right? Because it gives us a false sense of security, and that's okay. The first thing, like for me, surrendering doesn't mean, oh, I surrender and then I feel good, everything is easy. No, surrendering is surrendering to the truth and accept what is in that moment. It doesn't mean it feels comfortable, by the way. It does not feel comfortable all the time. So let me see some of the comments here. So for Barbara, surrender, what comes up for her is calm, freedom. Yeah. Emily is saying right now it is letting go of figuring everything out, getting out of my head and trusting. Yeah. Hey, and Emily, thank you for sharing. You're not alone with this. Like, I can't tell you. First of all, we all try to figure things out. I'll give you just one example of my life. It's like, I'm kind of trying to figure out, shall I travel, shall I not? Am I going to keep the airports open that just opened here at the borders a week ago? Am I going to travel? Am I not going to travel? What are the pros? What are the cons? Are they going to close it? Are they going to keep it open? Which countries can I go? Which countries can I not go? Is it, and I'm not worried about the virus, so that's not my issue. I'm not afraid of being sick. I don't think, like, I'm not worried about the virus. I have other issues that I worry about. And that's also one of the reasons, like, okay, I recently also said to myself, okay, unless I'm really sure and I know exactly what I want to do, I'm just going to let it go and surrender. Surrender to the situation, surrender to my inner, my inner wisdom, my intuition, and trust that things will come to us when they're meant for us to come. And I do believe, I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying that I live by that all the time, but I do believe that we know always the answers. And I do believe that life takes care of us if we let it. But to really trust and surrender means to trust. Trusting, it's easy to trust when things are going on plan, when everything is fine. You know, like your next paycheck is coming, or you know that this is coming. Like when we have things figured out, it's easy to trust. But trust, like surrendering really in existence, and trusting means that you trust and you have no freaking idea what's going to happen. Like that's real trust. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's easy, I'm just sharing with you. Tina is feeling anxious when I hear the word fear. Oh, when I hear the word fear. Okay, yeah, interesting. Dig a little deeper. What's coming up when, or what are you afraid of? Being okay with not being in control. Yeah. You know, that's such a great, bright topic with control. We try, like ultimately we are not in control. We're really not. Like we are not, you know, like we try to control the situation and everything. And it's being okay with not being in control and being okay with wanting it to be in control. Like, you know, and to really always come back to our breath, to come back to the present moment, and to, for me, surrendering and letting go means to stop the fight, to stop fighting. And it's often very subtle. You might not think, oh yeah, I'm not fighting. Yeah, we are constantly doing something. We are either fighting ourselves, that's a big issue, fighting ourselves in some way, you know, with internal dialogue, with not being good enough, with comparing, with putting under pressure, so many things. Like we are either fighting ourselves or we are fighting a circumstance that we don't like. And fighting it doesn't really work, we know it, so that's a good place to let go. Hi, Ellen. Hi. Yeah. So, and if you're jumping in a little later, I'm just rambling here today, rampaging about surrender, trust, and letting go of control. And especially in times like this, I believe that taking time to tune in is uncomfortable right now. For many of us, it's just uncomfortable. And surrendering doesn't really always mean everything is, we figure it out, or we have all the solutions. That's the, you know, it's really not even easy to find the words to convey what I'm trying to explain or to share. Because the whole foundation of letting go, trusting, surrendering is that you don't know, that you let go. It's free fall. And Tina say fear of falling apart. Very interesting. It's like it's free fall. It's you trust, you let go, you fall into the nothingness, and you trust that something will catch you. But our mind, we want to control the letting go. We want to control the surrendering. Yeah, I surrender and let go and trust when I know it's going to work out. It doesn't work like that, right? And again, I don't have the answer for like, you got to go your own journey. You got to do your own inner work around this. But it's just such a great conversation to have, because we are so constantly worried and thinking about stuff, about ourselves or the outside. We're trying to control, we're trying to resist. We're judging, we're assuming, and it takes so much energy. So I personally want to get to our next level. And obviously I've been on the journey for so long. I've reached states of consciousness and also touched depth of pain and despair on all the spectrum. So not everything relates to you, or maybe you cannot resonate to all of it. But for me personally, I want to get to a next level of surrendering and letting go and be even more relaxed and more trusting, especially when it feels uncomfortable, especially when you really don't know what's going to happen, especially when you don't know, I don't know, I'm just coming up with stuff. How am I going to pay my rent next week? Or how is my health going to be in 2 months? Or am I going to ever find someone to share my life with? Like whatever conversation we all internally have takes us away from the present moment, and it takes us away from our truth. And the truth is always kind. And the truth always, the truth always sets us free. One tool I use is a breathe and use my mantra accept. Yeah, breath is, I mean, if you've followed me even only for 1 day or for 10 years, the breath The breath, the breath, the breath is one of the most powerful tools you have. One deep breath. I always say like 3 deep breaths can make all the difference in the world. It can make the difference between getting a divorce and creating a better fulfilled relationship. Or 3 deep breaths can be the difference between yelling at your neighbor or creating a better relationship. Like it's so many examples for here. And I invite you to here, share with me. Leave your comments below. What is surrendering, letting go, control, bringing up for you? Emily is saying this is a very good topic for the times. Yeah, thank you, Emily. The truth is always kind. Yeah. So true, and again, I'm not sitting here and say, hey, I have all the answers to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like there's so much stuff out there. I mean, I'm actually shocked about so much, like even in my industry, and I don't really care what people think and if you agree or not, but it's like there's so much stupidity out there around inner work and spirituality and consciousness, and in the last few years everybody's an expert, and you get so many contradictory or and wrong and misconceptions around fear, consciousness, control, letting go, and I just like to bring up what's really relevant, and it's not really easy. And of course it's not easy, because it would be easy, we wouldn't even have this conversation. So take another nice deep breath. And I just invite you to explore that within you. What does it mean to you to maybe surrender more to existence itself, to life? And even if you're spiritual or not, or religious, or whatever label you have in your own kind of life, how would your life look like if you would let go of control a bit more? If you would allow yourself to trust in the moments when you feel like not trusting at all. When you allow yourself to surrender, because the existence, consciousness, the soul, spirit, the divine, whatever it is for you, you are such an unlimited being. You are timeless, limitless. When you let yourself surrender to it, even just for moments throughout the day, and you accept also all those that we call imperfections, addictions, judgments, whatever, the constant need to change ourselves to be better. And you let that go, and you surrender and accept in the moment. Without the attachment, then when you do it, then you will change, because that's not letting go and surrender. It's really tricky sometimes how the mind, let me see what Barbara is saying here. The universe will support if you let go, trust, and sit in quiet. Solution will be found, maybe not the way you thought exactly, hopefully better. It's worked for me for 74 years. At this age, I've learned to trust and let go. Yes, absolutely, totally agree with you. And also, everybody has to have their own experience, and for some of you that might not just happen overnight. And some of you are hearing me say this and you think, create resistance, or this doesn't work for me. And I understand, I've been there, and I still sometimes have moments where I think, holy shit, I've been on this path for over 25 years and I still have kind of resistance to let this go. I know it's not good for me and I still do it. That's not the problem. The judgment about it, and the resistance of the resistance, and the constant trying so hard to change us so that we become something that we believe we should be in order to be better, instead of connecting to the truth of who we are and to reconnect to your true self. That has nothing to do with your body, has nothing to do how you look, has nothing to do how much money you have, has nothing to do with your business either, has nothing to do with anything than with yourself. Is this an easy task? No, it's not. And yet it's the one that gets to be faced in order, if you do want to have freedom, if you do want to relax, if you do want to be loving, if you, whatever it is that you want. For me, freedom is a big, big, big thing, right? And that does not happen on the outside, it all happens inside, right? So I think I rambled enough. Thank you for being here with me and sharing the space, and I hope it inspires you today to surrender a little bit, to be more self-loving and accepting of yourself and others, to take the pressure off, to take your moments where you just sit there for the sake of sitting and breathing, and not because you have to do something. This society of pressure, doing more, it's like, oh my gosh, I mean, that's way worse than any virus. Gotta kind of shake it off, you know. Whew. If you have any of it, I invite you to jump up and down a few times, dance, release that energy, breathe, go for a walk, unplug. And if your mind is telling you, oh no, I can't do it, or I can't afford it, or no, I have to do this, you don't have to do anything, you always make a choice, okay? Okay, I could obviously keep rambling around. I'm not going to. I will see you next Monday if you wish to. I will be here next Monday live again, like every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And I invite you to trust and surrender, to relax. Using your breath and to connect up to your soul and to your higher self. And to even embrace and surrender and trust the resistance that's coming up. Tina, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Much, much love to you. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will answer them. Okay. Barbara saying, just seeing you and hearing you brings me happiness today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, just show up. Sometimes you don't know. I often don't know what I'm gonna say. But we create this beautiful energy together. And that's most often worth more than anything else. Okay, talk to you soon. Much love.